Hello today. Welcome to the stream or the video. We're continuing to meticulously see how decks do and qualify them for the quest for the best at the end of the season. Right now we're picking it up with unlicensed red, which is currently sitting at 3-1, so it is a loss from elimination. I wonder why my Connect decided to turn off and then on again. The face cam is moody. It's there, it's gone. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you. And is okay, could flood. Tiny bit of flood insurance in bomat, but no guarantees. Let's start the party off right. Trigger, trigger, trigger. We're up against DJ Pinback, a 5 rank. Running about 7 plus 56 is 63 cards. Let's see what he's got for us so far in Isolated Chapel. Hello, hello to those signing in. Aeon, what's up? Here comes a graph harvest. With no creatures on the board, that's not the scariest thing. So, happy about that. Welcome, 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 graph harvest to the party. Walking Ballista is probably a fine draw for the matchup. We'll see. We do have 4 lands, so it's likely to be a good mana sink if our aggro comes up a little short of what we're after. So the reason to play the hub would be if we think we're going to harness lightning something for 4, which I don't anticipate. I'm not holding up the mana anyway, so let's bring Kari to the party. Or Keral, for you NGA folks in on the joke. One of the best jokes, history of Magic jokes, but you gotta be in there. Basically a rag van getting run over by a caravan. It's a pretty excellent meme that I don't know how to describe it. You have to see it. Rogue's Passage. So we got a white mana, 2 black mana, and a colorless mana. What can our opponent do with that? They're going to play Solemn Offering, which, you know, that's annoying, but if they run it, I can't take it out of their deck. So if they're going to run it into a bomat courier, that's better than running it into one of these other cards we have. A little bit of lag. Try to work it out. Doesn't seem like my Connect is going to behave today. Seems like it's going to auto shut down every time it gets going. So you're not going to get much of my face, and I should probably just turn it off if it's going to behave that way. But this is what my Connect does, and why you don't get regular face cam. It just keeps flickering. So, shut that down really quick. We knew it was too good to last. We knew it was too good to last. Do I just run this out? Probably better to pave the way. I feel like my opponent's definitely going to make a play here. I'll feel really bad though if I should have played this and they play Kalitas. So, but I'm gonna hold it up. I want to pave the way for the cruiser. Clear the road. Okay. I guess it's a zombie. What do we hit? Pause. He's a Pete's. So, another laggy connection. We know I love those. And now that I think about it, that might not have been the right play, considering our hand and what's going on. It might have been better to save that harness lightning and let the ballista deal. But here we are. It happened. We can't take it back now. I was a little tilted by the lack of ability to pause, and I wanted to check this graveyard. Those who serve Gisela, Vanbear, Mortuary Mire. Okay. Think we're taking on the dreaded budget zombies. So let's just get some damage across. That Solemn Offering's a setback. Let's hope there isn't another one. They can play up to 4, and we know that Duels likes to serve them up in pairs or greater. His hand might be 3 Solemn Offerings for all we know. Alright, let's see what happens. Wouldn't that be depressing if in fact the hand is 3 Solemn Offerings? What a way to take a second loss. Not that we'd give up. We would try. We'll always try. Cruel Revival. I mean, yeah, that's a card too. Retrieving those who serve. Well, that still doesn't stop the cruiser on its own. Lands. Could play the ballista, and then next turn we could put a counter on it, or we could just play it for 3 next turn. I guess it works out about the same way, except this way the Aether Chase, he doesn't know about the ballista, which is probably more info relevant, and next turn Aether Chaser could make a dork. So we'll go with the Chaser. Alright, let's very slowly and carefully play our cards. As that's kind of what lag requires of us. Your move. We don't want to play the ballista for 1 because counters only cost 2 mana when you cast it and 4 when it's on the battlefield. Priest of the Bloody Rite. That's annoying. But we might... Let me see. See what we draw. Another cruiser. Whoo-hoo. That should do it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he blocks 1. Takes 5 from the other. No, he blocks it with the priest, so he takes 3. So he's not dead, but he's dead to the walking ballista next turn. So that's probably good enough. He would have to gain life, which in white, that's possible, but I think we force our opponent to make the life happen. Nothing like some double cruiser action. There you go. And we're just gonna hold this so that our ballista for 3 is not quite predictable. Maybe he'll be thinking, you'd have to have a land plus ballista. There's no way he'd have that. It's just one of those strategy things. Probably unnecessary, but we do it anyway. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna make the play. This way, once it's on the battlefield, we can respond to any life gain spell with the ballista. And then we'll threaten the lethals. And make him adjust. Here comes a reprisal, sure. No problem. Attack with the chaser. Damage on. Yep. Fire at will, Commander. A joke I'm making far more often. Okay. I pronounce this player defeated. Let's just go for another. Okay, we're back in there. Hostalacacy something name, rank 26. See if we can have a close matchup here. This hand is bad if we never draw the land, but even then we have a ton of 2-drops. We have 2 colors, and we've got heart and so feel like we can go for it. Feel like we can try. Might be a while till heart actually gets to attack, but it's still so hard to deal with. There's a land off the top. That's not a bad thing at all. On the draw with no 1-drop is sad, but I'm not gonna panic. Elvish Visionary, sure. Maybe a Bant Blinky type deck. Makes Abbot a pretty bad play, so I think I'm supposed to just, well, especially now with that card, I'm just supposed to run out the heart. And let's see if Rex Sage is there. Got Thopter Squadron ready to assemble, that's for sure. Got Pia ready to hang out with her young self and former husband. And some engineer is just going to hang out and show them both how to make their Thopter faster. Sylvan Advocate on the scene. What's up? So now we get to race. I think we're going to be slightly ahead. Let's be mana efficient to make sure we do things like play Pia here instead of something else. And in we go. Take 4. Let's race, shall we? Reflector Mage isn't that bad for me at this point, but let's find out if they have it. Reclamation Sage would be much worse. But that's the same in every matchup. Here comes the beats. A race is what I want. A race I shall have, it appears. And then the pass. So Bounding Crisis, Spell Queller. What do you think? Whenever they hold up mana like that, I feel like going for 2 spells is better than going for 1. Let's start here. No pause, so it's probably not a Spell Queller. Did we hit a land? Good. Nothing wrong with that. So now we'll go for Scrounger. And if it is not a Queller, it's probably a Crisis. Let's go find out. Acrobatic Maneuver on the Visionary. That's okay. I mean, that didn't really mess up combat at all, so that's not something I will be even remotely upset about. And now we'll see if our opponent still wants to attack into the heart. 5 mana, Cloud Blazer. Alright, it's definitely Blinky Blink deck. And once that thing starts blinking, it is hard to unblink it. Not that that makes any sense. Alright, what are we doing? I think probably best to play Kiran. Although, let's see, we can attack first. We definitely want to attack with you. I don't have a way to prowess trigger you. You should attack with mana open for this. So we can do that first. We could also play another engineer to have more attackers. But having Kiran in there might mess up his bounce thing, so that's really what I want to get on the battlefield. So let's go like this. I'll feel bad if he makes me use the thopter and pump it for the Cloud Blazer. But okay, that's fine too. Because I didn't really want to pump anything, I just wanted to play this card. But he didn't know that. And now we're super wide, and there's a concession, so I guess the Blink deck doesn't feel it can handle such a board. Which we'll accept that and move right along. 5-1. So needs 4 wins in a row to qualify. Otherwise it'll be hitting the bricks for kind of this red deck aggro thing where the only black card is Unlicensed Disintegration, and we activate our scrapheap scrounger sometimes. But that's the only thing we're really trying to do. Prefers silence. Nice name. Means basically don't talk at me, bro. Well, I can't complain about this. That's right up my alley. And now we're on the play. Aeon has the exact name for creatures, right? That's why Pia and Kiran don't activate it, right? Even if it is slightly lore unfriendly. That's correct. That's correct. You got it. 100%. It has to be the exact same name on Legend. On the legendary creature type. Let's copter. When you think about the lore unflavorability, you have to remember, like, these creatures and spells are coming from different planes already, so that's part of it. It's like there's already a weird thing that's almost like time traveling going on where you can meet your former self. Alright, so we've got life gain. Life gain's annoying, but I'm gonna try not to worry about it much. I'd love to hit a land here. No way to do it before I do my stuff, though. Also, since I don't have black mana, I don't foresee myself discarding Scrapheap anytime soon. The most likely discard is probably the bomat, as it's not going to get through on the ground anytime soon. Even if I draw land, it's probably the bomat. Okay. 3 Harness Lightnings. I guess we'll start removing stuff as soon as we can. OC616, what's happening? We're playing aggro today. You may just want to go find another channel. I know you love the controls. Control freak. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to race this, so we're gonna have to figure out what to do. I need to keep swinging with my copter because we need to loot into lands. But if I draw a third land, we might just hang back. Hello. Perfect. Actually, I'm not gonna hang back. Well, I'm going to hang back, but I'm going to play a removal spell this turn. Because I don't want him to untap and be able to sack this for 3 life. It's gotta go. But now we can sit back with our copter and at least hold off his aristocrat. Because racing is just not good right now. We need to actually play control or something, which is bizarre. We're the red control deck, obviously. Fortunately, we have a lot of value and removal hiding in here. We'll be able to turn the corner in a minute. Solemn offering. Yeah, good for you. That's nice. Ah, the second solemn offering of the day. And I do indeed feel solemn about it. I feel very solemn. But I guess we could have attacked with scrapheap if we knew that was coming, but yeah, I don't bet on the solemn offering game. Ah, there we go. Should I try to draw out more solemn offerings first? Part of me says I should remove more stuff. But if I wait for another land, this is more mana efficient. Kinda rough. Do we make him have solemn offering number 2? That's what I'm wondering. And even then, I'm not going to block Eiley, so I should just kill Eiley. That's what I should do with my time. And I should do it before he untaps, because if he untaps, he can sacrifice it to this. Oh yeah. Bye-bye. He's got 3 cards, I've got 4. He's got 4 lands, I got 3. Pretty much playing even, except a massive life advantage. So I can't prioritize damage too much. I have to prioritize living. Okay. Fun. I'm curious to see how big he can make that before I find unlicensed. Or I can generate 2 energy. He'd have to do 2 things next turn. I can play ballista, kill that, then I have... Let's see. So let's send in the scrounger. Yep, that's a good choice. It's a life gain deck. It should be able to gain life, but I guess we'll put it to the darn test, right? Try and activate. Let's see what happens. Waiting on that lag. Go. The life gain beatdown always commences if you're gonna play red aggro, that's for sure. That is for sure. Yep, you got me. Hello, Nighthawk and holy crap. How you guys doing? Blood-cursed Knight. Right now that doesn't key off something. He needs an enchantment. And with Divine Favor out of the format, what does one turn to? Awkward. Very awkward hand. Well, if he has Solemn Offering, I'm confident it would have been played. So I feel safe going for a Harvester here. And I guess I will keep both creatures back in case of some removal spell. Soren's Vengeance would be pretty apocalyptic right now. That is a card that could happen. Not in duels. It's the Nighthawk is using the MTG bot to pull up card names. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. I needs to untaps. I just need to untap. Okay. See what happens here. If we get that last card, what could it be? I suppose I should gain life, because if I draw a land, I can hellion and lightning. Should I block with the ballista? I guess it's not lethal unless he has a way to kill the harvester and gain life. What would do that? Doesn't have the mana open for whatever that 5 mana thing is that does that type of effect. I'm gonna take this. He might have unnatural whatever that is, stamina or something, but if he has that, I still gain the life, so I don't die. And he might play it on the vampire because he may forget that. So I think this is right. No, not you. You. So maybe a misstep by my opponent. Maybe the break we need. And we stay at 3. Okay. There's life out there. Alright. Now what do we do? I can kill this thing. Sure. But then I can't gain life. And then my opponent still has this. So I think for sure what I want to do... Up to 3, up to 6, down to 1? I guess that's fine. Maybe 1 shot of life is all I need. Alright. So I don't intend to pay. I intend to take the energy and frickin' run here. And to make sure I don't screw up, I think I'll just try to make this play now. If he has a way to save it, I'm pretty dead, but I can at least pay and keep my hellion. Alright, away with you. Here we go. We dropped him to 12, so it was a substantial hit. Can we turn the corner? Get aggro like we wants to. You dare attack me? You dare? Right. See what happens here. It is the night. Still no aura. But we know that there have to be some enchantments in there. The one I'm scared of is the Cartouche of Ambition. That would be... That would hurt. Alright. Thinky think. Can't kill him. What do I want to do? I pretty much shut down any aura if I leave mana up for this ballista. So I think that should be a priority. So should I try to race him? Or should I just send the scrounger? I think that's probably wise. Like I can get in, if he doesn't block, I can get in for 6. And have 2 blockers back. But the Cartouche would still be really bad. He obviously doesn't have it, but he could draw it. And how does that leave me for next turn? We can, at some point, let's say, we hit him for 3. He's at 9. If we put down Pia, and we have 2 counters on ballista, what happens? So then that's 1, 2, 3 in the air, 2 counters on ballista, and 1 pump from Pia is lethal. So yeah. So we can turn this into lethal if he doesn't gain life, and we survive the turn. Come on, don't lag me now, I'm trying to attack. It's a bit messy. Now you're gonna come on, Nighthawk. I'm in a really close game, and you want to talk to me about spoilers? That's mean. All right, this is gonna give all his creatures lifelink. That's annoying. But I can't stop it. So I can 3/5 the 3/2 and go down to 3. It's fine, I guess. Beware of removal spell. I mean, if you're gonna make that play, you better plan to attack. No, he doesn't. Wow. Okay. All right, let's power up. A 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can play Pia Kiran. Attack in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he has to block the scrounger or he dies. Okay. I can't make all his creatures not block though. Let's crew. I don't plan to block with you. But do I plan to block with you? I guess not. I guess any of these is a fine blocker though. So. Probably you. Yeah, we'll crew off you. You're in. You're in. He has to block. See if he knows that. Of course, then, if he doesn't, do I risk going for it? I suppose I do, right? If he has instant speed life gain, the ballista gets around it. And I'm going to pump this one in case of a fatal push. Right? Takes it, goes to 2. Let's see what happens. And Prefers Silence has left the game. I don't know if I'd have gone for that last one. It's so risky if he has a way to gain even 1 life, but that's the way it is. So we'll take that one. And good old black-white life gain giving red decks fits. So now they want to talk about spoilers, and now I have to look, because no, I haven't looked. Really? Is this a real card? Oh my goodness, what's going on? We've got some new planeswalkers? Oh my goodness, what is this stuff? Is this real? Do we know this isn't fake stuff? I don't see anything actually official out of this at all. What's in articles? Let's find out. I don't see anything official over there. Alright, mythic spoiler. Kit. How about... Where's the other... Come on, where's the... Kit is still up on Mythic Spoiler. I don't see Hour of Devastation anywhere. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, they're up on Mythic Spoiler for Hour of Devastation. So yeah, we've got some nutty cards. Guess I'll put a link and you can check that out. I'm sure anybody watching this will pause and run off and check it out. Yeah, Samut a Planeswalker, Bolas is a Planeswalker, and Bantu's Last Reckoning. So, Bantu's Last Reckoning. 1 black sorcery. Destroy all creatures, and lands don't untap during your next untap step. So you time walk yourself, and you destroy all creatures. I mean, what are you really destroying at that casting cost? I don't know if this is actually very good. I mean, Languish and Yahenni's Expertise might be better because of the minus clause gets around some things. Like Indestructibles. Although that's not a big concern, actually, with sorcery speed. But man, I don't know. Bantu's Last Reckoning. I don't know. Don't know how much I like it. I mean, it's bad enough that you have to tap out to play sweepers, but then just not untapping your lands next turn might be a really big cost. I'm not a fan. Okay, Samut the Tested. This is a Planeswalker. It's a red and green Planeswalker. Plus, it comes in with 4 loyalty. And it costs 2 and red-green. So 4 mana, 4 loyalty, plus 1 up to target. 1 creature gains double strike, -2. Deals 2 damage, it twin bolts. -2 is twin bolt anywhere you want it to go. And -7 is search your library for 2 creatures and or Planeswalker cards and put them onto the battlefield. Reminds me a lot of Arlinn Kord, but it might be worse. Great if you're ahead, I suppose. I don't know, but this also does not impress. Let's jump to the big one. Let's talk about Nicole Bolas, the God Pharaoh. This is a 7 mana Planeswalker. 4 of it is generic, then blue, black, red, so it's Grixis. It's a Bolas Planeswalker. It comes in on 7 loyalty, 7 mana for 7 loyalty. +2, target opponent exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a non-land card. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its cost. Okay, so that's draw a card. If you do it on your opponent, though, you have to still have the right mana colors to play it, so that's a little risky. If you do it on yourself, you just have to time it. Like, obviously, it has to have a target, so you don't want to use this if there's no creatures on the battlefield, but then you're probably in a good spot. I mean, it's kind of like draw a card. It's a fine plus. Let's see. +1, each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. Ooh, that's pretty vicious. I like that. -4, the God Pharaoh deals 7 damage to target opponent or creature they control. So this can come down and either exile their hand or basically kill the biggest thing on the battlefield. And then they still have 3 loyalty left over on the -4. -12, exile each non-land permanent your opponents control. Okay, sounds like overkill. This card is pretty cool though, and I don't know, it's no Emrakul where it's like the centerpiece of the set and it's OP. I don't think it's OP at all, but I think it's fine. It's a fine card, and I'm happy with it. I look forward to playing it at some point. Without paying its mana cost, is that the plus? Until end turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Oh, that's right. You don't need the right colors. So you just need to make sure that the odds are that you're hitting something with a target or that can be played. So if you have a bunch of kill spells, you don't want to use it on yourself unless your opponent has something that you can target with those kill spells. But I guess that's the only thing. Maybe you don't want to target yourself with it if you have a creature and it's a May cast though. I was going to say if you hit a sweeper that would suck, but it's a May. There's not a lot of downside to the plus. It's basically draw a card. You misread the 2, yep. Got it. I mean, yeah, Bolas is the one out of that I like. Alright, let's get back to the magics. Since I don't have a lot of time, I might be able to get this game in one more, if we're fast. Bring forth the apprentice. Summon my apprentice so I can yell at it. No energy producers and only one artifact, so not a ton of synergy in our hand, but the top of our deck will hopefully fix it. You can only target opponents. Really? Target opponent. Well, that's just weird. Still, it's close to a draw. I can imagine that in duels being very exciting, because who knows what junk your opponent plays. I don't think Ballista's right for right now, just to get an extra damage in. I'd rather have the 3 power 2 drop. But yeah, who knows? Like, in duels, I can't wait to plus my bolus and hit fog. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. I'm expecting a lot of fog commands in the channel when I plus bolus and hit fogs. We'll probably hit some Suntail Hawks. We'll probably hit some Child of Nights. Oh yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be awesome. Alright, so he's gonna block with that thing, get a zombie. Do I care? Guess not. Let's just... What I don't want him to do is absorb the Hellion hit, but maybe that's the right play anyway. Go ham. What could go wrong? We'll have to draw into some energy, but I'm a lucky guy. Luck will just be on my side here. It'll be great. No worries. Doom Dissenter jumping in front of the Hellion. That's how I do it. Down it goes. There's the Zombo. Your move, Ace. Basically, I paid 3 mana for the Dissenter not to block for a turn, and if he chumps again, it'll be for the zombie not to block either. But let's see what happens. I don't feel like I earned this one. I don't feel like I've earned this game yet. Here comes a crow. All right. Land off the top. Boo. Go over here. 2 swamps in the grave. So I could play Walking Ballista, give up on my Hellion, but it lets inventors get in there and it gets the crow out of the way, so I think that's better. Abbot gives me another shot at finding energy, but obviously the odds of that are about 1 in 7, I think, of cards I could play, because there's 3 Harness Lightnings, 4 Aether guys. Yeah, it's not very good, so we'll go with this route. Love you, Hellion, but you gotta go. You basically said that, you know, a creature can't block for 2 turns, which I'm playing red. It's not the worst thing that could happen. Gambling Ghoul, so another budget Zombo type thing. Should get another 5 damage through if he chumps the Hellion. Yep. And he lost the 1 card in the Doom Dissenter as a chumper. Fortunately, it did eat up all the Hellion damage. Now we're just hoping that Ballista sticks around to cause all kinds of drama. This is the kind of draw that would be almost dead to a sweeper. Alright, AI, what have you got? A grave, a digger. Okay. Getting back the crow, sure. Land off the top is not impressive. I think what I want to do is put counters on my ballista and just work that for a little while. Abbot gets better the more resources you get out to make sure you can play the card. I do not want to trade my ballista, so we'll pull that back. We also put the counter on the ballista right away, so because on their turn, if they have untapped mana, they could respond to the activation with the removal spell, and then we don't get the counter. So if they're tapped out, and you're going to do the counter anyway, it makes sense to just put the counter on the ballista. Got him on the ropes. What do you got, AI? What can you do? Cemetery recruitment for the digger, I'm sure. The dirtle is real. But your problem is on the board, opponent, and they go to end step. I believe there's a crow of dark tidings in the hand. So, AI choosing not to make any more plays. Let's see if they're holding up some kind of a removal spell. The monkey is on the battlefield. And does damage come through? Yeah. Looks like our opponent knew well when they conceded what the outcome would be. They saw the future. It was bleak. 7-1. Going for the 8-1 spot. Before we leave, I think I have time to do one more. It's pretty close. I'm running my clock down as usual, but I have 15 minutes before I have to be out the door. If I can spend 10 of those playing Magic and 5 of those putting on actual clothing. So we've got this under control. Never mind, 4 minutes putting on clothing, 1 minute going to the bathroom, of course. Yeah, we can play that. More stuff about spoilers. Someone mentioned that Hours of Devastation is supposed to have 184 cards, and the Boltless Planeswalker cards listed as 140 out of 190. Whatever. I don't care about that very much. Let's see, 10 minutes is practically 3 games with this deck. There you go. Do you think Grixis Marvel will be the next big standard deck? Gets around the Bantu board wipe, untap problems as you're using energy. No, I don't. But we'll see. Obviously, I don't know much about how standard will look without seeing a lot more cards. I'm not convinced right now, though. I don't see... I mean, like, hitting Bolas is fine, but hitting Ulamog just undoes Bolas, so... It's still an Ulamog world. We're all just living in it. Standard speaking, that is. Standard, of course. Our opponent's coming out with Fiery Impulse, so it's on. We might have some aggro on aggro. Let's find out. Just going straight up, shock that bomat. You get none. All right. No other energy cards, which is a shame, but we'll see what happens. What else you got? You got Magna Spray too? It's hard to see the Bolas Planeswalker actually taking over a format the way Emrakul has, or Aetherworks Marvel Ulamog. It's just not that good a card. It's a good card, but it's not that good a card. Let's not get carried away. It's still it's a 7 mana, it's a 7 mana card. Getting there is hard. Like right now, you still have vehicles. Vehicles just plan to kill you around turn 4 or 5. I guess we'll slam him with the Hellion, why not? This will let me get my scrounger back. Which is one reason I don't mind if it dies. And we've got the pyromancer's salty salt? What's happening here? Uh-huh, okay. So what do we want to do? Try to hit our land drop. Get out our heart. What's the right play? Putting out the abbot is just begging for pain, in a way, because he still has 3 cards, and I assume he plays this in the deck for a reason, while putting out the heart leaves him with less options. We could also reanimate Scrounger on end step. Attack for 3. Heart would attack for 4. If we draw a land, we can play Abbot and play Harness Lightning. I think we probably just play Heart here. It's what my instinct says. Heart will be harder to interact with the Pyromancer's Assault. And once it becomes live on the table, it'll probably be a real pain in the butt when teamed up with Scrounger. See what happens. 420, my time grows short. I have about 5 minutes. Let's see what my opponent can do. They're playing red all the kill spells and some burn. It's gonna get interesting. So if I activate my heart, I feel like it's likely to die. So I kind of just want to wait, let him make moves until I can play something that's really hard to deal with. So we could also get this out. That's going to be really hard to kill. Bring back Scrounger, he probably has to throw 2 things at Heart of Kiran to get rid of it. Then it's gone, but Harvester sticking around might be even better if it's a burn deck. Let's try the... If I put out the Abbot and he gets rid of it, that's less tools that he has to deal with Heart of Kiran. So let's see if we can hit the land drop, as that would just make our future turns a lot better. I think we did. Yep. Alright, get the energy. So now what? I think now I go for the heart thing. Make him stop me. Let's run him out of cards. Run him out of removal. Make him stop me. Okie dokie. Turns out that was a pretty good call. Let's see what happens next. Thinking. Blighted Gorge. Okay. Well, I think that almost does it. You get that back, attack for 6. I just need to do 2 damage. I can do that the following turn with Ballista. What else can I do? This pumps the abbot 3, but and then this can crew this to crew that, and then he goes to 1. Oh, I think I can kill him. Okay. So here we go. Prowess trigger. This is a pretty neat. This is a pretty neat find for lethal if it works the way I think it will. Come on, come on. I'm just gonna play it out because I'm kind of proud of this one. So we can crew here. Has summoning sickness, but because it has 3 power, now it can crew heart. Now we attack for 7. And we fling for 1. Ping. All right, guys. 4:23. I got 2 minutes to spare. Maybe I can really take my time on that bathroom break. But you know what? That means it's it for me. So thanks for coming out today, and you know I'll be back in the future to see you later.